Yo, 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 this is Sammy Guevara, and you need to listen to the best podcast that there is out there, baby. They Shot of Wrestling. Not just because they had me on. I mean, that's what makes them better than the rest, but because it's a damn good show. So give them a tune in. Give them a listen, and you'll fall in love. And maybe you'll be the best ever.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, A Shot of Wrestling proudly brings to you from Houston, Texas, Mr. Money's Worth, the best ever international superstar, Sammy Guevara.
Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? From the fans to the fans, let me hear the crowd pop. So take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? From the fans to the fans, let me hear the crowd pop. So take a shot.
How are you, my man?
I'm good, man. I thought you were going to be like, what's up, Sammy? All I was going to do is just say hi. You just gave me a super great intro. I thought it would just be fun to be like, hi.
Well, hi, how are you?
Good. Yeah, dude. I'm chill, man. What about you?
It is truly our treat to have you on our show. We just wrapped up 100 episodes of A Shot of Wrestling, and I could not find anybody better to bring on to episode 101 than a future superstar, someone who is tearing apart the game right now. I mean, you're making waves from West Coast, East Coast, up north, freaking everywhere. Out east, it's been an amazing experience for you, man.
It really has. It's crazy because just a couple of years ago, man, like nobody wanted to really fuck with me. Are we allowed to curse on this thing?
You could do whatever you want, man. It's your show right now.
All right. You know, a couple of years ago, nobody really wanted to mess with me, and you know, now it's really changed, and I feel like you know, as cocky as conceited as it's gonna sound, I feel like I'm literally changing the game for at least guys in Texas for sure.
No, absolutely. And your YouTube vlog chronicles the journey of you getting into professional wrestling, week in and week out, all the shows you're doing. And at this point, you're pretty much paying your way, your rent, your car, everything through your career, your passion of professional wrestling. What has been the toughest part so far?
Let's see. I mean, there's so much that's like hard getting even now. Like, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I'm in a much better spot than I was a couple of years ago, but you know, we're still chasing more. I guess one hard thing is just trying to be patient. That's one thing I've really learned over the years is, you know, especially after I was just a couple of years in, it was just like, you know, the frustration of not being where I want to be. And then, you know, when I finally realized, like, you know, it's going to come, you know, rather today or tomorrow, eventually it's going to come, just enjoy the ride. And that's where I can really, now I more enjoy it, you know, even though we're not where we want to be yet, I'm just enjoying the ride on my way there.
Gotcha. And what a ride it has been. I mean, you competed in Impact Wrestling already, BOLA, and you were ranked 375 in Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Best Wrestlers in 2017. So a lot of great big accomplishments. Which one to you sticks out the most?
Man, BOLA was cool. Or just debuting for PWG was cool because for like years I'd be watching the PWG like highlight videos they post on their YouTube, and I feel like people like think I do PWG like style wrestling for like the longest time and have asked me when I'm gonna get there, and I'm like, hey man, I'm working on it. So when I finally debuted there, that was pretty cool. But I mean, I couldn't really pick one to be like that's like the best moment of 2017. There's so many moments that's happened where it's like it's special in their own ways. Like going to Japan for the first time, that was like super cool. So there's just too many to pick from, really.
How is it being in Japan? Is the crowds different between wrestling crowd? Is the energy different? What's the big difference?
You know, it's weird because like they just show, not that like fans here don't show respect, but it was just like they show a whole different kind of respect there. Like just walking into the venue, there was people outside and they were asking just for autographs, and I don't mind giving autographs one bit, but they were just like so thankful that like I signed their little board that they had.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool, man.
And now in comparing, because you've also been in Canada, when we started the show, we said international superstar, and you're really putting that to test because you've been in Canada, Mexico, United States, and now Japan. Out of all the different places you've ever wrestled, which would you say it's the best?
Oh man, trying to get me to get some heat in one of these countries. Man. What are you doing?
Not
No,
at all.
I don't know. Mexico's always been super cool to me. I mean, I'm from America, so it's like, I don't know. Everywhere's has treated me well. Japan, I've only wrestled there once, so I can't even really put them on like the list for favorite or best. I feel like once I go there a couple more times, then I can, really judge how they'll treat me more times. So I guess Mexico's really been good to me over the years.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been quite a journey, and we talked about that. But what made you pursue this crazy world of professional wrestling?
What makes you even like wrestling? Like what makes you want to do this podcast? It's like it's a love and it's a passion. I feel like that's about as most in depth you can go for. Because if I keep going, it's all going to sound the same.
Yeah,
it's just the love for it, man. I fell in love with it when I first turned on the TV and saw SmackDown, Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Eminem. I was just like, whoa, this is awesome, and I just wanted to learn more and more, and here we are.
As a fan, who are you most interested in? Like, who do you nerd out to when you see on TV?
Like now?
Yeah.
I don't nerd out to anybody anymore, especially because it's changed so much. But I don't know, man. When I first got into wrestling, one of the trainers at the Booker T Academy, where I trained at, he told me, once I start training, if I keep pursuing this, I'm going to look at wrestling a whole different way. It's never going to be the same. And he's right. I still love it, but it's like a whole different kind of love. Like it's definitely not the same as when I first watched it. I guess, when you do stuff, it's kind of harder to watch, someone else do your job. So
right.
It's kind of hard for me to watch other matches and stuff like that.
Very interesting. We have a big saying on the show, Sammy. It's that wrestling, it brings people together. Who in the business at this point do you consider a close personal friend or a mentor to you?
Mentor, I'd have to say that'd be like Lance Romance. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but that dude, he's helped me a ton over the years, especially whenever there's like stuff where I want to rant. He's always been there just to listen, and he's kept me from doing a lot of stupid stuff. But as for friends, like I have a few close friends in wrestling. One of them would be my boy Lowrider.
Mm-hmm.
He wrestles down here in Houston. Him, Eric Ortiz, those two dudes, like we traveled all around Mexico, all the way to Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania together. But those dudes are my boys.
Just recently, we're going to have a new Women's Royal Rumble coming up. So I have to ask you, who are your top 3 women wrestlers of all time?
I don't know, because I grew up watching WWE, so I feel like that's I'm kind of biased too. I'm sure there's like tons better than what I'm going to say or as good, but I grew up being told that Trish Stratus was one of the best and Lita, so those two for sure. Gail Kim. Today's era, I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of wrestling. I don't really, as fucked up as it's going to sound, I don't pay attention to a whole lot of outside people.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that I know that they're sick at what they do. Like Christy James. There's Barbie Hayden. There's Tara.
Mm-hmm.
There's 7 different people, but I don't really pay too much attention to anything but the Sammy brand, really.
It sounds like you're really focused in building the brand. I think we've had a lot of people on the show who sometimes are not as focused as you are.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that's one thing too. Is like I know where I'm gonna get to. Eventually I'm getting past this. So no matter what's going on. And that was one thing that was hard too. Is like when stuff's going bad, like whenever I did have like a shoot job or whatever, and just like the stress of that, trying to get off work so I can go wrestle, or when I didn't have a car and having to beg my mom to use their car so I can go travel the country, and then just arguments, battles, getting fired from jobs, all that stuff. It's like all that right there. What helped me get through that was knowing that no matter what happens, eventually I'm going to end up here. I'm going to end up to where I'm going. So no matter how much bad stuff happens, no matter how many setbacks, we're still going to get there. We're just going to take different routes, and it's just going to be all part of the end journey, you know, or this is part of the journey of getting there.
Yeah, no, for sure. How does Mama Panda feel about you pursuing this dream of yours?
Oh yeah, I mean, Mama Panda, she more supports it now, definitely, especially now that I'm like paying bills with it. I
Yeah.
feel like any parent at a third point when their kids, you know, it's like they're getting older and they don't really got their shit together. Not that I really got mine together, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, they just tell me, hey, you know, you might want to look into doing something else, or, you know, just in case it isn't working out. But now that it's all just rolling and everything's going good, she definitely supports it, and she loves the videos. I don't know if you follow her at all on any social media, you won't know that she has 2 other sons because she's always posting about me.
You're the apple of her eye, Sammy.
Yeah,
You may not be
which
able
is
to.
crazy.
Yeah. Why is it so
I was
crazy?
gonna say because my older brother, you know, he can play the guitar, he can sing, like the dude's legit a rock star. You know, he's not in that where he wants to be yet, but you know, whenever he gets there, I feel like it's gonna totally change. My mom's gonna go from the all Sammy, then it's gonna be all Lazaro whenever he gets that stuff going.
Maybe he could teach you a little bit of guitar playing and being that rock star. He could be the next Chris Jericho.
Oh man, no, I'll leave it to him. I'm pretty musically inclined, or not coordinated enough for the strings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there any hidden talents that you have that we may not know about?
I don't think so. Maybe, but like nothing comes to mind. I try to be pretty open on the vlogs and everything. So
Yeah.
what you watch is pretty much what you get with me.
Yeah. Now, you may not be able to share too much about it, but you had your tryout with WWE. How did it go? And if you're not able to share too much about it, at least let us know, like, how was it getting that call, knowing that this was coming up? This is part of your goals to get to where you want to go to.
Man, when I got the, I remember because me and I think it was Hyann who wrestles for Booker T over in Houston. I think we both got the email at the same time. We were doing extra work for the WWE, which was funny. We were there backstage and we both get the email like at the same time. But, you know, it was just like, it was pretty surreal because, and I did take a little memory trip back to Mama Panda's house. I went in the backyard, you know, because that was where it kind of all started. Me and my friends trying to go and recreate what we see on TV and put on our own little shows. And from that kid to, you know, getting the call that, hey, we want to fly you out here to do a tryout. It was super cool, but I don't get caught up too much in like, wow, this is awesome, blah blah. Like I knew it was going to be a lot of hard work, so it was more like, all right, now we got to like get ready for this. And I mean, the tryout itself, it was just an eye opener because, you know, it kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of things that the business is like. And so it was a good experience, and it kind of like made me realize that I don't want to be in the WWE right now. You know, maybe one day, but you know, I more want to grow the Sammy brand, and before I even think about going there. And hell, you know, with today's era of wrestling, you may not even need to go there.
Let's talk about that for a minute because it is very true, and we've talked about it on the show, and it's interesting to get everybody's opinion on it. You know, right now the WWE is not the end all and be all in professional wrestling, and there's so much more, and that's why we always encourage our listeners, so much more great wrestling in your backyard. How do you feel about the state of professional wrestling right now, where you don't need to make it all the way to the big companies? Like, you can make a good, decent living in the indies.
I mean, I think it's awesome, and right now it's doing so well. It's allowing guys like me to make a living, you know. And I think it's just also has to deal with like, just social media in general. In today's day and age, you're like way more able to access stuff you wouldn't be able to access back in the day. You can watch New Japan literally with an app on your phone. It's so much easier now to get seen, but at the same time, because it's so easy for everyone to go and send off their stuff, it gets a little bit harder for people to see you because you might get lost in the shuffle of everybody trying to send in their tapes to this guy or do all that. So I tried to do different stuff, and then that's why I started doing the vlogs, because I know like Kevin Owens was doing some stuff. I never saw any of them, but people told me he used to do some videos from going to show and show. But I didn't really see any. I know the Being the Elite too. They're doing somewhat videos, but they're more like skits and bits.
Yeah.
I feel like mine is more me. You know, I'm not really trying to put on a character or nothing. I'm just trying to be me. And so I didn't really see any other wrestlers doing vlogs. So then that's why I was like, all right, well, no one's really doing this. So let me be the first.
Right.
And now I see like a bunch of guys jumping on the bandwagon. And hey, the more the merrier. The only thing I say is when people want to, because people always ask me like what kind of editing software I use and all this stuff. I tell everybody, I don't mind telling you what software, what camera, because it's all this stuff is a lot of hard work, and people don't understand that until they start to do it, and then normally people quit.
Yeah. I can imagine like looking at your vlog, I see a lot of time going into it. When you're videotaping yourself, I mean, they're anywhere from 15 to 20, 25 minutes videos, but you're videotaping for a week's end. You know, you're going to your shows, you're waking up, you're going to the gym, your runs, you're visiting your mom. You know, the camera is always on you, and it's not like you have a camera crew. So, you know, how are you just used to, like, at this point, filming yourself or always having the camera on hand?
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's almost it's almost torture at this point. Nah, but because the camera's literally always with me, and I like to make videos, so that's the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
So the camera is always on me. Maybe it's something like I like seeing myself or some narcissistic nonsense, but I like just sharing my journey with people, and people seem to like the journey. So you know, I'm gonna keep sharing, you know, until we get to where we're get to.
And is your other passion editing? Because I've got to be honest, editing is not the easiest thing. It's not for everybody, and it's also very time consuming. And looking at your videos, it looks like a lot of time goes into making sure that the final product is nice and clean.
Yo, I love it, man. Especially I got this new computer back in August. I was working with this like super shitty one for like years, and then finally saved up and got this pretty badass computer. And man, editing's just awesome because it's like you have this idea in your head and you film all this stuff, and then you get to go and then make the story. You have to like put it from the beginning all the way to the end. I love it. It's almost like therapy almost, you know, like you get to just see it all. And especially if it's like been a hard weekend, like super stressful, traveling, sleepy, like all this stuff, you know, getting hurt. It's just like being able to watch it back and make this badass video. It's like, yo, this was all worth it, you know?
No, for sure, man. I mean, just putting on our show, the editing, it's something you have to be passionate about doing, and to listen or watch the final product. It's like your baby. You're watching him grow, and everybody gets to see him now. Moving on, you've had epic battles, man. Epic battles, and you can catch many of them on YouTube. I mean, battles with Joey Janela, Ricochet, MJF, Masada. Who in your career have you considered your toughest opponent so far?
I mean, there's different things like toughness. I guess the most hard-hitting one of them would have to be Masada for sure. That dude, you know, Masada's he's like a whole nother level. You know, I was in a triple threat with him and Homicide, got the skewers in the head, you know, so that was probably like, yeah, that was one of the hardest hitting ones. But, you know,
it's like an honor sometimes to get the skewers, though, you know?
Hey, you can have it. I ain't doing that shit again.
He still terrifies me to this day. I tell him every time. Had some drinks with him at the bar, and every time I meet him, it's like, dude, you're like one of the scariest guys to me, but here's a shot.
I already hear him. Buy me a drink.
Yeah.
Hey, want to buy me a beer?
Sounds like him. So toughest opponent. All right, Masada, cool. List of dream opponents. Anybody that you haven't faced that you want to face in the upcoming year or in the future?
Man, I don't know. I had an opportunity to face like Osprey this past month, but it didn't end up happening because what's it called? Actually, here I'm gonna turn on this camera here real quick. We're gonna put this question in the vlog. I think this will be a good one.
All right. Let's go for it.
All right, boom. All right, let's redo. All right, ask me the question again.
So we're talking about all the opponents. You mentioned Masada as one of your toughest. But now looking into the future, who are your dream opponents? Someone maybe in 2017 or even further on in the future that you like to face?
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you this for the first time. What's it called? Yeah, I had an opportunity to face Osprey this month in January, but it didn't end up happening because I was already booked for Sabotage and I was booked in Canada. But that was one guy. I was like, me and Osprey, I think that would be a killer one. Besides that, I feel like there's just the obvious, the Young Bucks, the Kenny Omega, Okada, but that's kind of unfair to even say 'cause they're just like one of the top guys in the world. So, I don't know. Besides that, I guess the real answer would be, again, this guy's also super big, but Rey Mysterio, I faced him in a tag match before, but I want to have a one-on-one match with him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
But that's the dream one right now, for at least for 2018. That's the one I'm aiming for.
That's a good one. I'm sure he'll be listening or watching. And then when that happens, a Shot of Wrestling will fly wherever it's happening and make sure we're there to catch it live. You mentioned earlier that WWE is not in the works for right now. But if it was for right now, could you be an entrant in the Royal Rumble?
Could I be still? Is that what you're saying?
It'd be sick.
Hey, there's only one way to find out. You're $9.99 today.
That'd be awesome. When we sit together a year from now, looking back at 2018, what do you expect or would want to have people say about Sammy Guevara?
Well, let's see. A year from now, what do I want other people to say about me? I don't know. What I've always said is what I want people to look back and say about me is that I'm just a kid who tried and did. And so in 2018, I'm still trying, and so I don't know if we'll be able to say that I did it, but 2018, I just want people to just know me more, basically. Like when I want people, when they think of Sammy Guevara, they think of me in the same levels as these Okadas, these Young Bucks, all these guys. Because in my mind, I'm a bigger star than all of those guys, and right now you might be laughing or thinking, oh, really? You're a bigger star than them. But I feel like that's how you got to think. If you want to succeed, you got to think you're better than everybody. And which is weird that not everybody thinks like that. Mm-hmm. I was having a conversation with someone, I think, just this past weekend. And I was like, nah, you're better than that. Like, and they're like, oh, no, I'm all right. I'm like, no. What the fuck? Like, why are you thinking like that? You got to think that you're better than everybody out there. Like, fuck all these people. Like, at the end of the day, this is a competition.
Yeah. There's only so much room at the top.
Exactly. And, if you don't think that you're all that and a bag of chips, then why the hell should anyone else think that you're all that and the bag of chips?
Well, Sammy, I'll tell you right now, everybody who I talked to that I was going to be talking with you, right now what they're saying about Sammy is that you're a really great guy, that you're really humbled, that you're a hard worker, and these are some people in the business, some people who are just fans of yours, but they gravitate to you because you are real. You're one of the realest persons out there, and you're working hard for that dream. And I totally believe in you and believe in your brand and believe in what you're preaching and that you're saying that, it's not going to just be, Sammy against the name one day. It's just going to be Sammy is the name. Who's facing Sammy? And I love that about you. Yeah. I love that hustle, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's funny that you said that because just this past weekend at Sabotage in Austin and in Canada at ECCW, I was talking to some younger guys and then also some people around my age, or I'm a young guy too, but some people are a little bit older than me, but they were just like complimenting the videos and they were just telling me that it motivates them, and then some people that are just now training, they say that it helps them out, and it's just like it's crazy to me that I'm actually able to help people in a way. Like that's the point of the videos too, is to just like if I'm able to do my dream, like so can you. Yeah. And the fact that it actually is helping people, it's like it blows my mind, because I was making videos when nobody was watching them, And sure, I don't get a million views, but I mean, some people are watching now, so it's like crazy.
Yeah, for anybody listening, you have to go and watch these videos because, like I mentioned before, it's a real dude out there in the hustle chasing his dream, and that's at the core of it. This guy is out there chasing his dream, and one day we will see him achieve it. So join along in the ride. If we were to follow you, where could we do that?
I would say just go to YouTube, Sammy Guevara, but pretty much anywhere I'm on all social media, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on all of it at Sammy Guevara.
You have some great merchandise too. So where could we get some T-shirts?
Oh,
talk about that, man.
Right. That's right. We got 2 T-shirts on the site right now. About to get some hoodies. We sold out. It's funny because we had hoodies at the end of December and they sold out in a week.
Wow.
So we're getting some more hoodies.
It's been cold days in New York, my man. I think I may need to. You need to get those back in stock. I may need some.
Next week, I'm picking them up, going to Mexico, and I'm going to be picking up these hoodies. I'm also going to be picking up another shirt, but I won't spoil that design. But right now, we got 2 of them up there. We got some 8x10s. We got this pretty badass, like it's almost like a comic book character of me. It's really sweet. So if you want to check it out, you go to SammyGuevara.com. If you got some extra cash, if not, you can always just hit the subscribe button on the channel. That's free, So, I always tell people you don't got to spend money to show your support, Just simply liking a video or sharing a video, that's showing your support as well.
No, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very chill, very cool conversation with the Green Man and Sammy Guevara. There's something we want you to be part of, my man. You have to make it all the way to last call. Do you mind just hanging around there with us for a few more moments?
I got you. Yo! Don't go away. You got to stay to the very end of this. You got to go and stay with me to the last call. There's none other than your boy, Sammy Guevara.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I need to announce it's last call at the bar.
Oh. All right, we made it to my favorite part of the show. It's last call. We've had the drinks flowing all night, and we're feeling really toasty. Sammy, are you still with us, my man?
What's up? What's up? I'm here, man. What's good?
All right, so this is how last call works. We're going to ask you rapid-fire questions. You're going to tell us the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
I'm a little worried, but I'm ready.
And away we go. What is your favorite adult beverage?
I don't drink. I'm straight edge, actually. So
what? That's
no
cool.
adult beverages.
All right. Energy drinks. I know that's a good one.
Yeah, that one I can for sure answer. It'd be Bang Energy. If you're familiar with that product, it's a ton of caffeine up in there. Check out Bang Energy. Delicious.
Sweet.
Try the root beer or the black cherry vanilla.
Nice. Other than wrestling, what is your favorite sport?
I guess UFC, but that's just because I'm a Conor McGregor mark.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Are you an ass man or a tits man?
I'm a mind person. I want to get to know their mind.
That's cool. What do you eat on your cheat day?
Oh, what do I eat on my cheat day, man? Here's something that is gonna kill my gimmick here, but I just eat whatever I want.
What?
I just eat whatever I want. I got fast metabolism. I don't go crazy. I don't really fuck with sweets that much, but I kind of just eat whatever.
Lucky motherfucker. Now, what's your favorite karaoke song?
I don't think it's a karaoke song, but the only song I actually know all the words to is Mac Miller's rap song, Missed Calls.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Man, there's so many because there's so many hot women. But I don't know. There's Ariana Grande. There's that Emily something. I don't know, Radikowski or something. I don't know her last name.
What is the best organization that you ever wrestled for?
The best organization Sammy Guevara has wrestled for will be all of them. I love all of y'all. That's not just a political bullshit answer. I love them all.
What is the one thing you nerd out to?
That'd be Dragon Ball Super, which I'm very upset because it's coming to an end at the end of March.
Oh. And finally, What is the first thing you would do with a big WWE paycheck?
Man, how big's the paycheck? That's the question.
It's going to be big, huge. Brock Lesnar, huge.
There's so many, like Michael Scott. That's what she said right there. But man, I don't know. I'd probably pay off my mom's house. You know, she's helped me so much. My mom has helped me so much over the years, and you know, when she didn't have to, you know, she's let me borrow a car, all sorts of shit she's done for me. So I'd want to pay off her house, maybe buy her a car too.
See, Sammy, and that's why we love you. That's last call. You survived it. You could come back on the show anytime you want, my man. Thank you.
Nah, man, appreciate you having me on, and you guys keep it best ever.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.